This is the story about one side of my family, the Krajsa family. I am fortunate to have a very close extended family. Whether in Allentown or Connecticut, we spend most holidays together and visit frequently. Since my dad is 14 years younger than his sister, I have first cousins who are in their 30s and 40s, and their children are actually closer to my age. Despite this wide range of ages, everyone has fun together. Most of my best memories are from the times I've spent with my aunts, uncles, and cousins. You could even say that we are living the American dream. But just how did this dream start? And in a time when family doesn't seem to mean as much to many people, why is my family so strong in its love and support? It all started, like many American families, with a young man willing to take a risk in a new and foreign country. Slovakia is an Eastern European country. It is a country of intelligent, hard-working people, but there has always been a great deal of economic and political turmoil, usually caused by the domination of the Slovak people by other countries. In the early 20th century, the Slovak economy was very unstable, and many young men and women were looking for a better way to support themselves and their families. In 1906, a farming family who lived in the town of Skalica, near the capital of Bratislava, made the difficult decision to send their 16-year-old son to America. The family farmed potatoes and had a small vineyard, but there wasn't enough to support everyone. Joseph Krajsa, my great-grandfather, made the trek to Bremen, Germany, from his home in Slovakia, and with hundreds of other immigrants, boarded the ship Kaiser Wilhelm II, bound for New York City, America. Young Joseph was greeted by the Statue of Liberty and arrived at Ellis Island just before Christmas. He was processed like thousands of others, enduring intelligence and medical tests before he was allowed to cross the river into New York City. Unfortunately, his welcome in New York was not a warm one. He was mugged and all his money was taken. So much for the start of the American dream. Helped by family friends already in America, Joseph made his way to Allentown, Pennsylvania. At first he joined the daily shape-up outside the local wire mill, where the foreman selected workers for the day based on the size of their biceps. Joseph worked steadily and became an active part of Allentown's 6th Ward Slovak community. He met and married my great-grandmother, Agnes Baranik, another Slovak immigrant. Joseph was one of the founders of St. John the Baptist Parish, and he also helped organize and lead Janota, one of the earliest immigrant self-help societies that provided insurance relief and other services to the Slovak community. It was a risk to come to America for my great-grandparents, but they took what some might consider an even greater risk when they decided to open a grocery store. The store thrived even during the Great Depression, when my great-grandfather would extend credit to families in need. My grandfather John Krajsa worked in the store as a boy and learned many lessons that would later help him when he started his own business. I didn't know my grandfather, or Pop-Up as he is known. I'm the youngest grandchild of the generation of my family, and he died 4 years before I was born. But I have seen the videos and heard the stories, and know he was a kind, generous, successful man. John Krajsa was the oldest of 3 children, and his parents only spoke Slovak in the home when he was young, and he had to work so hard to learn English. My papa was a great athlete and became the first member of St. John's to attend college when he was awarded a scholarship to play baseball and basketball at Villanova University. Both his younger sister and brother also graduated from a college, a very unusual accomplishment for an immigrant family at that time. My great-aunt Therese went on to become a librarian, and her daughter, my dad's cousin, Kathy Moore, is a long-time librarian at Eyre Middle School. My great-uncle Joe worked for my pop-up's business and was also a great basketball and football coach at Central Catholic. He then became a prominent Slovak-American journalist. Their children have also become successful, but most importantly, the families have retained many Slovak traditions that we all celebrate together, including blessed food baskets at Easter with specially prepared traditional foods and eating plotki wafers with honey on Christmas Eve. This shows the value that my great-grandparents put on education, hard work, traditions, and family values. My pop-up graduated from Villanova during tough economic times and found a job in consumer lending where he rose in the company. He met my mom, Anna Zaprasny, and they married in 1940. She was also the daughter of Slovak immigrants whose widowed mother raised 4 daughters while never accepting any kind of financial assistance. My mom worked from the time she was 14 years old. My mom died when I was 3 years old, but I do have memories of her, especially going to see Anastasia on ice right before she died, and I chose Anastasia as my confirmation name in her memory. Inspired by his own father, my pop-up decided to start his own business when he formed Allentown's first state-licensed consumer lending company in 1947. My uncle and my father both worked in his business, and 63 years later, it is still thriving, now as a green lender for energy efficiency. My grandparents had 3 children, and all of their families are engaged in their own businesses, influenced by both their parents and grandparents. So the children and grandchildren of Slovak immigrants have been successful both in achieving good educations and successful businesses, the American dream. But I think the true legacy of my great-grandparents, which was passed on to my grandparents and now is embraced by my parents, is the love and strength of family. My dad and Aunt Ann and Uncle John tell countless stories of their fun adventures with their cousins, and they all remain close to this day. My own family shares the same kind of love with my mother and my 2 sisters. My extended family shares a fundamental belief in what is right and wrong and how to treat others with respect and kindness. We truly care about each other, and I know I can always count not only on my parents and sisters, but also on my aunts, uncles, cousins, and even cousins once removed. The risk my great-grandparents took in coming to America has paid great rewards, the greatest of which is a large and loving family.